Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Delisa. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm talking about distractions. Yep, we know what they are. We have all allowed distractions to creep in our life at some point, and we know they are those very things that prevent us from giving our full attention to something else. And there are some things that require our full attention, some serious things. I think about surgery. If you're going in for surgery, there are some things that are required in order for that surgery to be successful. I mean, for one, the surgeon needs to be skilled at what they do. Secondly, they need the tools and the equipment to perform that specific surgery. And then also, they need to be focused and give their full attention to that surgery. Imagine if they were distracted and they were taking calls during the surgery, or, they're thinking about what they're going to get into after work, or they're thinking about some turmoil that's happened at home. Imagine that. They could end up using the wrong tools for that surgery, or they might perform on the wrong part of your body. Like, it can be destructive. It can kill you. And so distractions in themselves can be destructive. And just imagine the weight that it can carry. Even, distractions can be detrimental to ourselves, but to other people as well, as the example I just gave with the surgeon. So we have to take distractions seriously. There are major consequences. And I think as well about people who are distracted on their phone when they're driving. They could end up in a car accident, or they will cause, a car accident and kill someone else. So distractions are important. So I want to dive into that a little more. So when do we allow distractions to creep up in our life, and when do we tend to avoid distractions and not allow them to creep up in our life? So let's talk about when we don't allow distractions to creep in. This usually happens when we're doing the things that we really want to do, right? So you're playing a game, you want to win that game, and let's say you're playing spades. You're engaged, you're focused, you're watching your opponents, you're trying to see what cards they play and lay down so that you can call renege on them. If you know spades, you know what I'm talking about. You're focused because the goal is to win the game. Also, when you're dating, you're getting to know someone and you're really interested in them, then you're paying attention to what they're saying. You're interested. You're not allowing anyone to come in and distract you, or you're not doing anything else that would prevent you from, hearing and listening to what they have to say. And also, some of you get worked up when you're watching a show or a movie that you're really into. You will snap on somebody if they dare try to talk during the movie. You know how y'all are in the movie theaters. If somebody's like whispering or talking too loud, you're like looking back at them like, hey, what you doing? You're distracting me, right? So these are the things that we really want to do, and we don't allow distractions to enter in. But when do we? There are those things that we really don't want to do. That's when we really allow the distractions to creep in. So if you're in school and you have that paper that's due, or you have a work project, you will clean that house up and down before you start that paper or that work project, because you really don't want to do it. Also, some of you really need to have that talk with your significant other. There's some unresolved issues that you've been avoiding, but all of a sudden you got to go run some errands because you really don't want to have the conversation. So you're distracting yourself with something else. Some of you have a desire to write a book, but you don't want to take the time and get focused. So instead you turn on the TV so you don't have to exercise your brain. And then, I know I'm guilty of this one, like some of us, we avoid working out, going to the gym. We'd rather do something else, scrolling on social media. And then you see someone who has been hitting the gym and working out, and they have a nice body, and now you're feeling some kind of way. So those are the things that we allow distractions to creep in, is those very things that we really don't want to do. But, those things that we really don't want to do, those are the things that really yield the most benefits when you think about it. That assignment that you need to do, it's part of the process of graduating, and, you have a goal, you want to get a degree, and eventually a good paying job if that's the path you're taking. or, having that conversation with your significant other that could really heal your relationship and you guys begin to grow. Or, working out, like, some of you are on the brink of, getting a disease, high blood pressure or something. So you really need to be working out. It's going to really benefit you. And then others, that book that you have a desire to write, but you're just distracting yourself so you don't get started. Like, that book can really help someone else out. You writing that book could, prevent that woman from entering that abusive relationship, or it could lead someone to Christ if that's, you're writing something on that. Or it could be, the decision somebody chooses, like life over death. They're on the brink of, taking their life, and then they read your book, and it's enough to grab on to keep going and to point them in the right direction. So a lot of the things that we distract ourselves from are the very things that are going to benefit not only us but other people. And we do this on our own. We do allow distractions to creep up in our life, but we also have an adversary, the Satan, the devil, who wants to, their job is to steal, kill, and destroy. And so what better way than to, invite distractions into our lives, right? Distractions can be destructive, as I mentioned earlier, and, keep us from really living out our dreams and our purpose. And I think, too, it's another way to look at it that, the enemy tries to distract us, too, because the enemy knows our influence. They know that, okay, if they were to work on this thing, if they were to write that book, if they were to work out, then they would live and not die, that they would, impact someone else. They would draw someone to Christ. And so the enemy knows your influence. And sometimes we just forget about the power that we have. So I submit to you to dig a little bit deeper and really ask yourself, why am I so distracted? Why every time I want to go write my book that I just don't feel like it? I don't have the energy, or I'd rather watch TV. Like, those things are the things that I believe are tied to your purpose and your destiny. So really pay attention to, when you're getting distracted, and just be strategic about it. Like, if I'm always getting distracted, but, when it's time to do this very thing, maybe this very thing is the thing that is going to birth my purpose. Maybe this is the very thing that is going to impact the world. And the enemy knows it, so the enemy presents these distractions and I run with it. So next time you think about that, then just put the phone down. If that's your distraction, turn the TV off and just, really, really embrace what you're called to do. Whatever that thing is that you're just allowing distractions to take away from, that's the very thing that you should be doing, because there's purpose, there's destiny tied to it. And there is a reward when you're obedient to your calling, whatever that thing is. There's a reward for you, but also, as I've been talking about throughout this video, is that other people are depending on you being obedient to your calling. And by you being distracted, it results in destruction and can result in death. So I will just summarize this video and say to be aware of the things that you're allowing distractions to keep you from, because those are the very things that you need to be doing and embracing. It can save you, it can save someone else, and there is a reward attached to it. So I hope this video was encouraging, and that you begin to identify those distractions, that you would slay them and don't allow them to have power over you, just like the enemy wants. Okay. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you.